Welcome everyone into round number 6 of the 2019 Ride365.com Nationals live here on SYS TV. My name is Kellen Brower, joined in the booth by the man, the 2013 Southwick winner. Andrew Wood is here tonight. What is up, A Wood? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Excited to watch some racing on the sand track tonight.
I know this is your special edition right here. You came back for a one-off race in 2015, I think it was, just to race this thing after you'd already retired. Are you stoked to be in Southwick or what?
I'm pretty stoked. I like this track, and I feel like it brings a lot of good racing, actually. So really excited for tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun event to watch, no doubt. Obviously, after last week's chaos in Florida, the WW Ranch Florida National, and we go right back into kind of another. WW wasn't fully sand, I think, in sim, but this track obviously very much a sand track, and it's going to present a very unique challenge tonight for these riders. Up ahead, we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at our qualifying times, excuse me, leading into tonight's action. This 250 class. Walter Gebhardt goes fastest on a 209.8, just edging out Tyler Lang on a 210.2. Isaiah Dickerson 210.9 with Sean Klein also on a 210.9, and Moxie on a 211.5 are your top 5 here tonight in this 250 class. I think we may get away with no consolation race tonight. Only 41 guys ran a lap time, so we'll keep an eye obviously on that. And then here is your championship standings. Whoops, not quite. There we go. Walter Gebhardt coming into tonight is your points leader. He is 17 points up on Tyler Lang, the winner back at Thunder Valley a couple rounds ago. And Lang has had a weird up and down stretch the last couple of weeks, so he's going to try to get his mojo back with Sean Klein nipping at his heels there from third, only 3 points back. Whelan and Eagland having a close battle for fourth, only 1 point between them, but the man to keep an eye on, of course, is Isaiah Dickerson. He is 52 points behind Gebhardt in the championship, but he clawed back 8 points last week at WW Ranch, and if he can keep doing that for the second half of this series, it is going to get very interesting down the stretch. So a lot to look forward to tonight in this 250 class, and we're going to get loaded in and racing here any moment from Southwick.
No Concy.
I like it. No Concy. Sounds good to me. I'm going to get these guys out here. Got a couple people dropping by already, hanging out on the stream. Scrax hanging out, which is Nick Skakun. Yes, I did get your updated CRF dyno. So thank you for sending that over. And we're going to get started here in just a quick second. 30-minute plus 2 laps, back-to-back motos for the 250 class to start. If you've never been with us here before on the Ride365.com National Cinematic Simulator, this is the 40 best North American riders basically that we have really across the world. There's a couple Brits. We got a rider out of Lithuania that usually shows up in races. And these guys are all stupendously fast in this game, and they're going to go 30 minutes plus 2 laps back to back with a little 5-minute break in between. We'll get the 250s out of the way, go to a quick break, come back on the other side with the 450 action, and then we'll get you out of here with a couple race winners tonight. So we're going to have a blast. Anthony Pachone dropping by with 3 bits. Great to see Anthony Pachone out here tonight. I'm sure he's going to try to continue his pro debut sequence here after debuting last week at France and WW Ranch, and had a so-so day at Kegums earlier this week in Latvia. Now going to try his hand in the 450 class later on tonight. All right, A-Wood. We talked about it before, but you got to come up with a versus PC one to watch here for us in this first moto. Who we taking a look at most of this one?
So what I kind of noticed, I was looking at here, is we have Neil Fitzpatrick and Dalton Plessinger. I guess I gotta pick one. Neil Fitzpatrick qualified 11th with a 213.9, and he's not really in the standings, so I kind of want to see what he can do. He's obviously feeling some speed here on this track, so kind of want to see if he could show that in the race and kind of stay up there with the big boys.
All right, Neil Fitzpatrick of Proline Designs. Going to be your versus PC one to watch here in Moto 1 at Southwick. And by the way, everybody that's asking, I did get everything in the skins thread. That's the first thing I go to. And then I go to all the Discord messages I get and Facebook messages and I've actually had people text my phone before telling me that they sent me downloads for their packs, so yeah, I have to go through a whole process every time. But we're gonna get ready to go racing right now. These guys lining up on the gate. Dalton Plessinger right there in the middle, Carter Hutchison on his left, Dylan Copeland on his right. You see Gebhardt all the way down the inside next to Roy Mitchell and Bryce Whelan. It is the Southwick National live on SYS TV. Let's drop that gate. Land rush up the hill. Gebhardt gets a little contact. A lot of guys getting together, but it's the 25 of Isaiah Dickerson taking the Race Tech Hole Shot Award. Pushing wide was the 904, but it's Dickerson out front.
Connor Grogan right behind him. Looks like he had it, but pushed a little wide off the track and came back on safely, then took someone out. Dickerson and Plessinger out there trying to run away from these guys. Not too many heavy hitters up here with them early.
No, we saw Gebhardt halfway down the start straight lock bars with whoever was right next to him. Got held up pretty bad, and he is buried in the field early on as Dickerson tries to run away out front. Bringing Dalton Plessinger with them, as you mentioned. Connor Grogan was the one on the 904 that went a little back and forth across the track, but he regrouped, and he's trying to hold on the third as Trent Adams puts the pressure on.
On Grogan, yeah, Trent Adams kind of looking for a way around him here early. We got Kyle Robb in fifth, trying to stay up there. Alana Solis looking like he's got good speed, and Kevin Gonzalez with his BPC ride, as we have Trent Adams get into Grogan right there and lose some spots.
Yeah, Grogan lays it down on the inside, so basically everybody that was in that group gets another position. Adams got back up right behind Alana Solis in the mix. By the way, shout out Dougbert316 dropping by with a $5 donation. Really appreciate it. It says, clipping ass, kicking grass. Boogity, 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 let's go racing. Love the DW reference. Darrell Waltrip just retired from broadcasting last week in Sonoma.
Let's see, we got Bryce Whelan coming up here. He is 6th place in points and 9th place, trying to make some moves. Moves up in 8th. Devin Ryan following him. He got a really bad start, but made some moves early. And Dylan Copeland following him in 11th. Devin Ryan's going to jump past someone right now, and we'll see a lot of these guys, the track's not really broken in. We'll see if they try to push too hard on the sand. You can let that front tire get away from you if you push a little too hard into some of these corners early.
So Dickerson checks in as the lap leader on the end of the first lap. As you said, Devin Ryan trying to progress forward. He mentioned in the chat before this race got underway that he thought he would either get a last place or a first place start. So I guess it fell somewhere in the scale in between. Not a bad start for the 15 machine. And this grouping right in front of him, it's just all chaos already. Whelan, Adams, James Schuler right there in the mix.
Yeah, with the track kind of flat, you can kind of move around a lot, use a lot of different lines. As Whelan's trying to come up past James Schuler, going to jump to the inside and see if he can hold on to this for the pass. Looks like he's going to be able to make it. Devin Ryan, actually, I think he went 1-1 last year here on start, so he's a good starter, and I definitely had him picked for the whole shot, but just kind of got a bad jump off the gate and wasn't able to make it happen.
He's going to try to make his way through this top 10 as everybody already spreading out quickly. Kevin Gonzalez here on the 53, putting the pressure onto Alana Solis. Manitou, as most OGs would know him, now known as Manny Decals from most of his posts. Having Kevin Gonzalez apply a ton of pressure onto him. Gonzalez looking for any line available where he can get the traction down, try to get a run on the 54 machine. Dickerson
out here trying to make this gap stretch out in front of Dalton Plessinger, 6th in championship points, 4th fastest qualifier here today. If he can get an early lead, it'll definitely help him kind of relax a little bit on the sand track where you're kind of wide open most of the time. So if he can get some breathing room, he'll definitely feel a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, Plessinger doing a good job to get away from the rest of the field and reasonably keep Dickerson in tow here, but they are definitely gapping everyone else. Kyle Robb has moved up to 3rd, just ahead of that Solis-Gonzalez battle, and now Whelan gets into the mix, which is Gonzalez's teammate on that BPC Husqvarna. Split lines coming down the hill. Oh, Gonzalez! Yeah, lays it down. Big old swap mid straightaway. Now Whelan goes through and is going to put the pressure onto Solis. Gonzalez is at several positions, and now Devin Ryan and Trent Adams going bar to bar over the Ride 365 table before the finish line. Ryan makes that move.
Our fastest qualifier and points leader, Walter Gebhardt, is in P17 right now, only 2 spots behind Gonzalez after that crash, but not a good start. But his lap times are showing he's kind of making it work, trying to get through the field. We got Roy Mitchell back here also in 19th. Phil Bowl back here, some of the guys we're used to seeing up front, not having a good start to their race.
Yeah, our chat liaison here. Kyle Miller says that Gebhardt was dead last at one point, and now he goes down. Several riders go through, including our Versus PC one to watch, Neil Fitzpatrick, who is just off the tail end of points right now. He's in the 21st position, putting the pressure on to Jake Warden. We had a great ride earlier this week in Latvia, finishing up inside of the top 10 in the MX2 class.
Ooh, up in front of that, Roy Mitchell goes down. Roy trying to catch Dylan Copeland there. Those guys, 2 really good people using alternate lines to try to get around people, but just kind of made a mistake, got into someone. Some of these guys are really good at moving their way up. Luke Sullivan just passed 2 down riders on his way up here. Sean Klein and Tyler Sylvia, that was. So Sean Klein up there in the championship, dropped back to 15th, going to try to regain 14th right here. But man, some of these guys not having good starts to their motos.
Action is hot and heavy all over the track, though. Guys fighting for positions early on in this moto. Sean Klein putting the pressure on Copeland. Charles Gable right behind him. And
Tyler Lang now up to 10th. He's second in the championship, so trying not to lose too many points to Gebhardt, who's already got a pretty large lead in the championship.
Klein goes around Copeland, gets on Sullivan. And here is Lang, as you just mentioned, a couple spots up the road. $17 points in it between himself and Gebhardt starting the evening in the championship. Who will exit as our points leader as we have reached the halfway point of this series after this race tonight?
Yeah, I'm trying to check something out. Dalton Plessinger in second place goes down. He's going to fall all the way back to 4th or 5th as Salas tries to make the move, which puts Kyle Robb into second place, 15 seconds behind Dickerson. So Dickerson is just trying to have a smooth race and pull away and just kind of check out from these guys.
Yeah, and actually it looks as though Plessinger got up in the battle for second. So Whelan is still right there behind Rob, and as you mentioned, got up right ahead of Solis. So we got 4 riders pretty tightly knit here for second spot.
Man, Devin Ryan just 4 seconds back on his active co-ride. Behind that battle for second, basically 4 guys battling as Plessinger is trying to put some heat on Whelan, but Devin told me he wasn't really feeling the pace today. A little bit off, but he's just trying to stay smooth and steady and work his way up. I think if he stays smooth, these guys are going to get into a lot of trouble and might be able to get a podium on this moto.
Bryce Whelan starting to close that gap down to Kyle Robb running second, and Dalton Plessinger going right with the 49 machine as well.
Dickerson with a 2:12.9, still 16 seconds out front. Lost a little bit of time, but all he has to do is stay up and stay clean, and these guys are probably going to start battling behind him even more and probably let his gap get a lot bigger as well.
Yeah, this is a really close 4-rider pack, and as you mentioned, Devin Ryan not too far off the back of him. Let's go on board with Alana Salas here. Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider out of Lithuania, trying to close up on Dalton Plessinger. And really this whole group that's battling for second.
A little bit back, they're all kind of gapped out so they can kind of run some of their own lines. They don't have to protect too much. But Salas, I think he made a few mistakes. If he can kind of stay smooth, I think he'll be kind of fine here, but he's running 2:16s. Everybody else in front of him is running 2:14s when they don't fall like Plessinger did that lap.
Yeah, these guys are all so close together, but nothing really happening yet in terms of a battle. Go back a little further and find ourselves Some guys battling. Schuler and Hutcherson locked together.
Ooh, Solace goes down. Devin Ryan's going to come up, has to avoid him after the mechanics area. That drop down's getting a little bit rough now, and we're going to start to see a lot of crashes there, I think, as these guys catch some weird kicks. You kind of float right over that drop off.
Solace got up very sideways, just able to avoid hitting Trent Adams coming over the rise there. And now Tyler Lang onto his rear tire. So Lang doing a good job progressing through the field. Update on Walter Gebhardt as he scrolls across the top of your screen, running 18th.
Yeah, Gebhardt not able to make it work. Sean Klein as well, as he almost goes down. He's in P11. His fastest lap is only a 2:18, so he's well off the pace. And he's actually following Carter Hutcherson and James Schuler, who I feel like they deserve to be recognized for their great ride 10 minutes into this moto.
Yeah, both these guys really putting it down, and Schuler, despite making a small mistake when we just saw him, has regrouped and started to reapply the pressure onto Hutcherson on that 771 machine. Schuler, obviously, with the two-digit number, knows how to finish in the points, but Hutcherson, new to the class this year, is having a really solid ride at Southwick, and I wondered if we'd see a little bit of that tonight with a sandy track and a different surface than some of these guys are used to riding, if we'll see some people we don't normally see at the front shine. Hutcherson doing a good job as Sean Klein just makes the move on Schuler. Klein entering tonight third in the championship standings, only 3 points behind Lang in second. Trying to get around Hutcherson. He's going to use this outside and slingshot into the valley. Let's see if he gets a drive. Pulls almost alongside as they go into the far back section.
Gonna try to hold it wide around them, make this work. It gets a little rough up here, but he's able to make it stick. It looks like,
oh, big swap, but a nice save, and does complete that pass. So Klein on the move. Tyler Lang would be next, and Lang is trying to get around Solace here. They nearly go side by side on the drop down jump here by the start line, just after the finish line jump. Solace gets into Adams and goes down. Lang comes to a complete stop to avoid him and makes the pass on both of them. Dalton Plessinger not too far up the road. Oh, and Plessinger just went down too. He landed a little long and fell off the bike. Plessinger is down. Adams is able to go through. Solace, I think, is just going to fall short. No, he will actually make that pass on Plessinger as well. And then here comes Klein.
Yeah, Klein trying to capitalize. We got someone going down, almost getting up. It gets into somebody else. Tyler Lang.
Yeah, Tyler Lang was down, and Hutcherson is stuck on top of him. Can't get free just yet. Finally going down the hill now, and Lang has lost a ton of spots in this little mix-up. A double fall-off crash. And our versus PC one to watch, Neil Fitzpatrick, trying to make the pass on him, is actually going to get it done.
Yeah, coming up in the 12th, like some of these other guys, not blazing speed out here, but you just got to try and stay consistent as this track starts to get rough. The sand will definitely get a lot rougher as Hutcherson blows it. Fitzpatrick's going to try to come up and make this pass for 11. Not going to make it work right now. Going to try an alternate line outside as Klein goes by him on the inside.
Yeah, it seems like that outside hasn't yet developed. Lang's going to try to go outside in the next corner, and he goes down. Little front end tuck on exit, and he's off the bike again. Luke Sullivan is going to go by as Lang tries to get going, and now Gebhardt is suddenly right behind Lang. So 3 fall-offs in 1 lap has really cost Tyler Lang here when he had a golden opportunity to score a lot of points against the championship leader here. And another rider down, Sullivan. Oh, and then Jack Gatlin just wrecked Charles Gable. Got that on screen.
Gebhardt's coming up right behind Lang right here, 15-14. About to start battling. Some of these guys, I feel like they're just trying to push their super fast pace. For this track, I feel like you just gotta keep your momentum up and just ride smooth and watch for the ruts and bumps developing and just try to stay up on 2 wheels.
Interesting that Gebhardt hasn't dipped down below the 216 mark yet, but he has been in traffic most of his time as he's trying to put the pressure onto Tyler Lang. These are our championship leaders. They are running 15th and 14th.
Tyler Lang throwing it down in front of Gebhardt. I'm going to peek up front here at Dickerson out to 19 seconds. Still running 2:13's last lap. So he's just on another level, able to ride this rough track a little bit faster than everybody else.
So halfway through this moto, or just about halfway through this moto, realistically, where could either of these two guys end up, Haywood?
Gebhardt and them?
Yeah, and Lang. Think they could get to the top 5? I don't know.
Trying to look at the gap on the track. We have Devin Ryan, Trent Adams running fairly slow but really well. Oh man, 15 minutes in, maybe, yeah, close to 5th if they can stay up with the speed they're running, but we'll see how long they can run that and if they're going to push themselves too far. But 5th place, 5th, 6th, 7th doesn't look unreachable.
All right, well, Neil Fitzpatrick just went down, so they got a spot right there, but it's exactly why we talked about Dickerson at the beginning of the broadcast, because although he is over 50 points down in this championship, this moto alone, he's looking at a good points haul in the area of at least around 10 points, if not more, gained on Gebhardt, the championship leader. And he can keep doing that. Suddenly we have an interesting championship dynamic shaping up into the second half of this season, where maybe the fastest guy in the series is doing a lot of catching up, but he's doing a lot of chunking points away each moto as well.
Yeah, you've got to think so. They've been riding fairly high-speed tracks, though, these last few weeks, so I'm kind of interested. I mean, we have some more high-speed tracks coming up, but there's a couple technical ones like we had at the beginning of the season where I'm wondering if he can kind of keep this charge going and battle with Tyler Lang and Gebhardt, or if this is going to be kind of how it's going to be, or if it's going to go back to how it was at the beginning of the season.
All right, so resetting things here as we have gone past that halfway mark as mentioned. We'll do a really quick top 20 rundown just past the halfway mark here. And this one's brought to you by Taggart Designs. Folks over there at Taggart Designs, Dylan Copeland running their setup here tonight. They'll get you guys dialed in with a custom painted helmet of your choosing. Head over to their website. They'll give you an idea of what they can paint and what they can do for you. And they are bringing you this top 20 rundown here in Moto number 1 at Southwick. Isaiah Dickerson continuing to lead on the MV Films number 25 ride. He has gapped the field big time, and he is trying to check out for this race victory. Looking awfully smooth doing so. Bryce Whelan's moved up to 2nd for BPC on the 49. Not the best start for the guy that usually hole shots, but charging forward. That's not something we normally see out of Whelan, but it's good to see him turning it around at the beginning of races. Devin Ryan has moved up into 3rd, the Active Co number 15 rider. Probably feeling the flow of the sand. Looks pretty
Yeah, he's
good
shredding
out
right
here.
now. Probably going to make a move, try an alternate line. Let's see if he can hold on to it. Holds on, or makes a little mistake, but holds on, and man, he's definitely going to make this move soon. A great first moto compared to what he's had lately.
Back to Kyle Robb here in 4th, the number 23 rider on the number 99 Hunter Porsche Especial bike. The Prestige Worldwide rider running inside of the top 5, definitely has the speed to win out here. Just trying to put a full moto together and round out some good points. Sean Klein, the best of your top level championship contenders right now. 3rd in the championship entering, running 5th in the race right now, but that's actually pretty good comparatively to where his counterparts are in this series. And he is going to try to keep clawing forward as this race winds down. Alanis Solis runs in 6th on the 54 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna machine. And he's just hovered right around this spot basically the whole moto. Going to try to go run down Klein. Dalton Plessinger comes across here 7th. Number 333 Active Co rider. Makes it 2 Active Co riders inside of the top 10 with he and Devin Ryan. Solid moto. Ooh, Trent Adams under heavy attack right here. Tyler Lang, Walter Gebhardt trying to get around him. These are our championship 1 and 2 guys. Lang 17 points down on Gebhardt, and he'll make that move on Adams. Now can Gebhardt do the same? Tries a slingshot and drop down the hill. Look at Adams crossing, and down goes Gebhardt. Hutcherson goes through on the 771. There goes Gonzalez on the 53. And he is going to get going just behind these guys, so kind of resetting it all. It's Adams actually laying up to 8th. Adams on the 323 is 9th. Hutcherson up into 10th on the 771 Moto Mecha machine. 11th for Kevin Gonzalez on the BPC number 53. Gebhardt on Prestige Worldwide, your points leader, drops to 12th. The number 13 machine. It's 13th for Roy Mitchell on the 270 whip style ride. 14th for Austin Bear on the 948 Hemlock machine. Neil Fitzpatrick, our Versus PC one to watch, is running 15th on the Pro Line Designs number 497. Dylan Copeland here. Tagger Designs bringing you Dylan Copeland on the number 44 Tagger machine. You're in 16th. Jacob Warden is 17th on the 97 Wildside Designs ride. 18th for Noah Baker on the Split Designs Co. number 55. 19th for James Schuler, Team Volcom's number 87. And Jack Gatlin rounds out our points-paying positions on the 97 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. That is a top 20 rundown brought to you by Tiger Designs.
All right, well, going back up to the front here, Devin Ryan has closed that gap up after having that mistake back up to less than 1 second behind Whelan, and Devin just looks like he's flowing. Maybe him not having the pace kind of as fast as these guys were going, he's not pushing it as much, just kind of staying smooth and consistent. It's working out. He just ran a 2:14.3, his fastest lap of the race, and one of the fastest lap of the race out of everybody. So as he makes that move, jumps right past him, coming on the start straight now, and he's going to take over second place.
Yeah, Ryan is definitely flying, and I don't think Whelan even expected him to be here this quickly, but blows right on by him after a small mistake from the 49. Rob, Solis, and Klein are side by side for 5th. Klein under attack from the 54 machine. Not sure what happened.
Yeah, coming up on the lapper here, Lang not too far back into 7th, and hey, that's 5th place right there. And I thought they could only get to 5th. There's a huge gap to 4th, but man, Tyler Lang can definitely salvage a lot of championship points this moto if he can just kind of keep it moving and stay consistent here.
Yeah, this is good damage control for Lang, and obviously we'll have to keep an eye points-wise in the difference between him and Gebhardt after this moto. It was 17. Gebhardt's still a little ways buried. And Lang at the moment gaining some good points towards Gebhardt. Gebhardt running 11th.
Hutcherson here. Gebhardt's in 11th, moving up on Kevin Gonzalez here. Hutcherson in 9th. He's ran a 2:19.6 as his fastest. He actually qualified only 24th at 2:17, so he's having a career ride right now.
Yeah, consistency is key, no doubt, as Gonzalez gets passed there by Dickerson, and now Trent Adams is trying to do the same. Dickerson, Gebhardt, I should say, on the move. Keep getting those two mixed up.
Ooh, Gebhardt into a lapper, is able to stay up. Gonzalez kind of held up by him too. It's going to let Trent Adams actually hits him and goes down. Gebhardt goes down coming up to the step up, so Gonzalez is going to go to a lone 9th.
Let's see if Gebhardt gets up before Adams gets there. Yes, he will. But Fitzpatrick and Adams both close in. Man, Gebhardt is just having a hell of a moto, and it all started right at the beginning of this thing. Just a slight little clip of the handlebars off the gate. And it just goes to show you how important a start is sometimes. Didn't even fall, just got a bad start because he didn't quite get the jump on the guy next to him. And it has just been a steady climb through the field ever since.
Yeah, the way these gates are lined up too, if you're kind of stuck on that inside and you don't get a jump, you kind of have to move over left before you can start going right. So some of the outside gates, I think outside the box, are some of the best for the starts here. Tyler Lang in 7th, coming back up on Solis right now. Trying to make a move, gets shut down, but really applying the pressure here. Going to try a different line after the finish. See if he can make something happen here.
Looking for the opportunity anywhere he can find it. Wheelies out of that corner, getting the power down, and pulls alongside, just blows down the inside. Oh, and he's going to make that move on Solis, dropping down the hill. What a pass there by Tyler Lang.
Yeah, that was a great move. He saw his opportunity and took it. You can see those guys on that first drop-off after the mechanics area kind of slowing down. It gets some weird kicks up there, so these guys definitely learning how to ride the track and kind of stay up. Solis gets a drive actually through the corner, going to try to come back inside, and they're going to hit.
Oh my! Tyler Lang got very lucky right there as Solis goes down. I would have to wager that before the new snapshot, that would have been an easy fall-off crash for both riders.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of seems like you get screwed over, but I mean, Solis kind of stayed up a lot longer than he probably should have, which I think it gives a lot of opportunities to kind of save stuff, which creates some better racing for us. So overall, he just got a little bit of bad luck, but almost able to save it. Sean Klein right here in 6th, trying to come back up on Tyler Lang.
Yeah, that's actually a change for position that's going to negatively impact Klein, who is gaining points towards Lang in the championship. He's got to try to go get him again here. Just trying to carry the flow in and out of the corners, launching off the ski jumps. Lang is really flying right now, though.
Yeah, these large sand ruts really developing, but also the bumps in between them and off the lips and all that stuff. But these 250s, it's very important for them to carry speed on this deep sand traction, and you'll kind of see it a lot where someone tries to make a move, but they just don't get the drive, and it really hurts them. So not too many inside lines being worked out, but Klein's losing a little bit of ground, but you'll see these guys just try to carry momentum as best as possible, and if they mess up a corner, man, they're probably going to get screwed, just like you saw Lang kind of make that pass down the mechanics area.
Yeah, Lang able to get away a little bit from Klein now. Just using his momentum, just carrying speed everywhere, and honestly, he's not that far behind Kyle Robb. If something was to go awry here with the Prestige Worldwide machine, he would lose that 4th position, and that would be huge for Tyler Lang. He can pick up those points.
Yeah, and on top of that, you have Bryce Whelan, where I think my timing is messed up. Oh yeah, 18 seconds back from 3rd, but man, with this track getting this rough, we have about 10 minutes left in the moto if you count the last 2 laps, and someone like Devin Ryan not completely safe. Kyle Robb goes down in 4th actually, so Tyler Lang is most likely going to be able to pick this up.
Just coming down the hill, and Robb got together with a lapper there. So Lang does go into 4th. Klein also moves into 5th. And Robb gets going over the hill here in 6th. So it's really down to Klein versus Lang to try to determine who's going to be the highest points finisher of our top 3 in the championship here in race 1.
Klein wants to make this move. He's had a couple rough laps, but not doing too bad here late in this race. And they're only 3 points apart in the championship, so these 2 points still, I believe, for this position right here can matter a lot. So Klein's really going to try to make it happen.
Yeah, Lang would open up a gap over Klein to 5 points. Klein can make the pass, obviously bring it down to 1 point between him and Lang in their quest to challenge one another for 2nd in the championship. But with Gebhardt having a pretty rough moto thus far, they're actually gaining a decent grip of points against the points leader, who runs 9th still.
Man, that's rough. Dalton Plessinger is still right on him too. Not safe for Gebhardt. I don't know if he just can't slow it down or what's going on with him, but he definitely has the speed at this track, just can't kind of make it work this first moto. Klein goes down in 6th. That's going to no, he's too far up from Solis, but going to lose some spots, and you definitely don't want to lose too much when you're in that points battle with Lang, because Lang's going to get another spot with Kyle Robb going in between them.
Pretty spread out at the front. Dickerson, Ryan, Whelan, Lang all have big gaps in between each other. Robb is the closest to Lang. And a big gap to Klein, another big gap to Solis, but Hutcherson closing down now on Solis. So Hutcherson, who is in 8th, having, as you said, a career day, trying to close up on 7th. Alanis Solis occupies that spot. He wants it, though.
Yeah, just kind of peeking back up front here really quick. Bryce Whelan is gaining some time this lap on Devin Ryan, who had a fall last lap. So Devin Ryan only 6 seconds in front of 3rd place. He's had an amazing first moto for what he normally shows. This is where he can be, but if Whelan keeps grinding like this, he can definitely make up some points on Devin Ryan and take this away and kind of put himself in a spot for the overall.
I think all these guys that are, as you said, sit in this 2, 3, 4 area Thinking they could maybe squeak out of here with an overall victory if Dickerson has a horrendous second moto. Sean Klein onto the back tire here of Kyle Robb once again. So this is a battle for 5th, and this would be huge if Klein could make this move. Oh, mistake from Robb, and then Klein doesn't even take the preferred inside line there.
Yeah, maybe it's not working out for him, not kind of being able to figure it out this late in the moto as it's getting rougher and deeper. That inside line out of that left-hander is a little bit tricky, but Robb makes a mistake. Sean Klein's going to carry his momentum. I would look for a pass to get made right here. He's going to come down the left side a little bit smoother.
Yeah, gets down that inside off the drop down, but look at the speed around the outside from Robb, and he's going to have the preferred outside into this corner too. Oh, Klein just puts him down, taking no prisoners. Crosses to the outside and puts Robb on the deck. That will not make Kyle happy at all.
Man, that took the line away in a really high-speed section. Not sure if that was too dirty or just kind of if Robb couldn't see him. I don't know whether he races first or third person, but that was an aggressive move, but he made it work.
Well, when you're fighting for a championship, I think sometimes you have to make those aggressive moves.
Yeah, Kyle Robb down in 18th place in the championship with only 36 points, not really in it, and he's got to get as much as he can every moto, so definitely going to go out there and show these guys that he wants to be up there in this championship battle come the second half of the season.
Oh, man, I just went back here to look at the battle between Hutcherson and, what am I saying, Plessinger, and Hutcherson had a little contact there with Plessinger, went down. That's going to allow Gebhardt to close right in, but now Gebhardt goes flying off the racetrack. He's going to miss a timing gate right there. That could be crucial later on as Solis applies the pressure.
Yeah, Solis pulling back up. Gebhardt doesn't want to lose any more points back here. He doesn't want to be around this spot anyways, but definitely not battling with people this late in the moto. We're after the 30-minute mark. Dickerson actually went down with a lapper. Devin Ryan's coming up, but he'll probably have around 26 seconds. Not going to be too close. 28 right now. Whelan 8 seconds back off second place. Not out of reach if any of these guys make mistakes. And Tyler Lane kind of alone in 4th.
Gebhardt down the inside makes the move on Hutcherson, so Gebhardt in his quest for damage control here doing about the best he can do, but he's got to stay on 2 wheels, and that looked awfully close. Now Hutcherson actually has a drive here. Got pretty close, but not quite alongside. So Gebhardt up into 9th, 4 seconds down on Roy Mitchell. Oh, what a save. Hutcherson goes down the inside, though. Makes the pass back.
Yeah, I like that line he's using, really tight inside to stay away from those bumps. It makes it hard. He bobbles a little bit, and Gebhardt kind of gets held up by him a little bit. Solis now trying to capitalize off this if these guys keep slowing down.
Hutcherson, who is having a brilliant ride here, does not want to surrender any more positions after that crash with Plessinger, and he's given the points leader the business right here, going toe-to-toe with him out of the valley and passes him right back.
Yeah. Gebhardt with an actual smart move that, middle.
Goes down. And Solis plows him and goes down himself.
Kevin Gonzalez might be able to get by these guys as this is a high-speed section. They're down, carrying that momentum. Let's see if he can get a twofer right here.
Awfully close there with Solis and Gonzalez as Gonzalez tries the inside, but Gebhardt rails around the outside and holds the position.
Man, these guys are close back here. Dylan Copeland down in 13th. Trent Adams going to go by Jacob Warden. Dylan Copeland's coming back up. Fitzpatrick got by and went down. Phil Bold. These guys are super close in the 17 to kind of 11 range.
Oh, you're not kidding about that. Oh, man, Phil Bold, as they're getting lapped by Dickerson, who just took the white flag. Crazy to think, but honestly, Gebhardt isn't terribly far away from not only getting lapped, but losing several more spots if he has another crash or two.
Yeah, Gonzalez and Solis trying to battle right behind him. So many of these guys are so close with so many people that if they make one big mistake, they're going to lose a lot of points that they fought really hard for to get here. 34 minutes into this moto right now. We're on the last lap. Just trying to hold on. Roy Mitchell trying to get past Hutcherson in 8th. Hutcherson takes it away, takes Roy Mitchell down. He just tips over. Gebhardt might want that spot, but can't get it, and Hutcherson actually went down.
And these guys can't stay on 2 wheels right now. Nobody wants these positions as Gebhardt going to pick up a few more points and has Mitchell right in front of him now. As he's trying to close down, this would be all the way up to 8th for him, which would be really big championship-wise. A salvage moto for sure.
Yeah, but if he makes a mistake, a lot of points to lose, and you can tell he's pushing it. This track is so rough, so deep. It's starting to come up and bite people. It almost bites Roy Mitchell in front of Gebhardt.
Man,
These guys are just pushing.
So much speed in and out of the corners. Gebhardt still has a whole lap after this. He really doesn't need to push the envelope too much. He's not going to get any higher than Roy Mitchell here, I would think, unless Plessinger makes a mistake.
Yeah, he wants to be in that position, but not able to make it work. Gebhardt and these guys going around that. You saw him slow up that ski jump out of the gravity cavity right there. Has a huge kicker on it. That's why he slowed down so much last lap and got passed back. But Gebhardt going to push down the inside, try to make this pass on Roy Mitchell. Blows it. Slows up and lets him by.
Back to our leader. Couple corners left to go. This has been the moto Isaiah Dickerson was hoping for to kick off his night here at Southwick. He is going to get a good points haul back towards Gebhardt in the championship. And if he can keep doing this, we have got a very interesting championship building towards his case down the stretch here. But he's going to take the first moto here at Southwick. Isaiah Dickerson takes the victory here in 250 moto number 1.
Yeah, what a commanding ride. Bryce Whelan 40 seconds back off that leader, and Devin Ryan's actually 14 seconds back off him. He had a horrendous last lap with a 2:35 lap time, and I don't know, man, he had to have had a really bad another one, but he lost that second place, and his chances for an overall aren't away, but...
Gebhardt goes down battling with Gonzalez. Hutcherson goes by. All these guys freight training, and Jake Warden not too far behind Gebhardt. So Gebhardt losing more positions than he had hoped, and he's pushing the envelope right now. But he's in danger of losing more spots there.
Yeah, Warden coming up right behind him, but a lot of guys in front of him that need to just hold this out until the end as we have Bryce Whelan go by, Devin Ryan finishing, Roy Mitchell, Kevin Gonzalez, Hutcherson. These guys have to hold on so that they can kind of hold off Gebhardt here.
Lang's going to pick up 4th, so that is going to be a very crucial 18 points that he will pick up in this moto. Now, how many can Gebhardt pick up, and where are we going to be looking at this championship after race 1? Still left to be seen. Warden has gotten around Gebhardt, so Gebhardt made another mistake.
Man, I was looking at these three in front of him. These guys are so close, switching up lines, trying to just find something smooth. I thought that Gonzalez was on the run, but Hutcherson's trying to come up using alternate lines here in the roller section. Gonna try to make a move on Gonzalez, can't make it work.
Going all the way around the outside was Hutcherson using the embanking on the wall there. Trying to close up, but just not quite close enough. The real battle behind them, though, is Gebhardt trying desperately to get Warden, but Warden goes down. That's going to be a spot for Gebhardt. That is going to be huge. Getting as many points as he can, and it's going to get even closer here with Hutcherson trying to hang on. Gebhardt absolutely flying here with just one corner left to go. So down the line we go. Mitchell gets 8th. Hutcherson stands it up in the final corner. Where the heck did Gebhardt just go? He went in and out of Hutcherson and went down. He's still going to cross the line in 11th. Hutcherson with a career best 10th. And Warden going to fall back down to 12th.
That corner speed was insane. Wasn't able to hold on through the rut, but man, if he was able to make that stick, that would have been a gnarly pass to get just one more point from Hutcherson. But a lot of these finishes fairly close. Going to try to look at cuts and see if any of these change for Gebhardt here.
Alana Salas brings it through the final corner. That gives us cuts. And no, Gebhardt stays 11th. So that will actually only be 10 points towards the championship, while Lang picks up 18th. So just like that, the points gap that he had has been cut basically in half. It was 17. It is now 9 going into that second moto. And obviously the big point scorer in this one is going to be Isaiah Dickerson, who entered 52 down on Gebhardt, but now claws 15 points back on him in one moto. And we have a very interesting championship scenario already shaping up after one moto here at Southwick.
Yeah, Gebhardt was hauling ass, but wasn't able to do the best damage control. Too many mistakes through the early and mid-moto, and 234 last lap, what could have been if he just kept running those 218s. Man, Dickerson with a 218 last lap, Whelan, Devin Ryan 226, but some of these guys, once you get back here, 7th place 222, 228, 222, 225, these guys are just switching it up. Gebhardt 34, Warden 34, so nobody had a smooth last lap.
Talk about chaos here in the first moto from Southwick. All right. We got a 5-minute break coming up right now. We're just kind of hanging out here in the booth. This is usually where we open it up to the chat. If you guys have any questions for myself or the 2013 Southwick winner, Andrew Wood, you can go ahead and pose it our way. We'd be happy to try to answer that to the best of our abilities as we kind of take a look here at everybody that finished up inside of the top 10 in this moto. Jones.
Not a valid question.
Not a valid question. Andrew Wood has determined that Austin Jones's question is invalid.
Man, you should go try to ride this track right now.
All right, let me take a look. Let's see.
As we wait for some questions to roll in.
By the way, Jones, are you done? I guess you're not too happy with getting black flagged in the last race. So, assuming you're not racing tonight. Yeah. Siggety, this is his home track, so he's hoping he can do pretty well. Zach says, about how long of a drive is it from LA to San Francisco?
I don't know. 7 hours?
I was going to say like 6 hours maybe?
With traffic, it depends.
Well, I mean, if you leave downtown LA on a Saturday morning at like 2 a.m., it'll probably be 6 hours.
Yeah. You can, if you go when there's any time where there's traffic, you can basically plus or minus 3 hours on whatever time you're going to go.
Although I do feel like that most of the bad traffic in LA exists in like the south to south central side, like 405 kind of connectors, the 5 going through downtown. I guess the 101 north of that's pretty bad. But I feel like once you get into the valley, it kind of opens up a little bit. It's not great, but it's not as bad as it is south of like Beverly Hills and stuff.
Yeah, if you left like Hollywood, like a northern part, and just kind of went, but I don't know how the traffic is in like all the places south of San Francisco, but 6 to 7. There's your debate, Zach.
Siggety wants to know who's the one to watch for 450s. Well, A-Wood picks the people, and since he doesn't know everybody in the 450 class, we're going to go ahead and wait until he knows. What? Right, A-Wood?
Yeah, I've been trying to, I don't know, I could just pick a random person, but like, who did I pick? Had to qualify. Fitzpatrick, like I'm trying to kind of pick some interesting people. Like this kid qualified really well, not really in the points. I don't know if he's scored points before, but it's kind of fun to see if these guys can back up some of their qualifying times and how they're going to do if they just gel with the track.
I don't know what is red but smells like blue paint. I'm guessing blue paint that's dyed red. I don't know, whatever.
Red paint.
K. Beeson said it took 8 hours from Orange County when he went. But again, as we just discussed, that's giving you like a super negative head start because you're starting at the very bottom of all LA traffic. Like you have to go through all of LA before you can even really get on the road.
Yeah, Orange County to LA can be, depending on where you're going, 30 minutes or 2.5 hours. So
yeah.
Did you really just not get that red paint question?
I don't know. K. Rainey or Craney 23 wants to know, who is your favorite sim player all time to watch? Haywood, I'll let you go first.
Probably Tyson, man. Like, different times, some of these guys are doing things that are just as insane or even more insane, but dude, there's things that guy would do. Or even, what's his name? Yuki? Jaden?
I was going to say Simon Linko, but yeah, Jaden Yuki was pretty nuts too.
Jaden Yuki. But like, dude, I would see there was one Winter Series track where Tyson just landed like this double into like a downhill Dragon's Back whoop section. He would just click fifth and just wide open. It was into like a 90-degree corner, and I don't know how he did that and stopped, but some things he did would just blow my mind. So
yeah,
Tyson for me.
Peak Tyson is really, really good, but I always actually enjoyed when he was on watching Tyler Crane. Like, he would just do stupid stuff all the time, and it didn't make sense ever, but he just did it so smoothly.
Yeah, he was super smooth of a rider, and just kind of, man, I don't know, that guy. It's hard to explain that guy, and I'm glad I was able to race him and beat him a few times. So.
He also asks, and who is your favorite real-life racer to watch all time?
Either, man, I can't narrow it down to one. Pastrana, Wyndham, and maybe Grant, maybe? Everybody for like different reasons. I can't narrow it down. RV was gnarly, Bubba was gnarly, like, but some people, I really like smoothness, and Wyndham brought that.
Yeah, Wyndham was so precise, oh man, it was just awesome. It's like poetry in motion every time you saw him on the track.
Yeah, every time except for the scrub where he dragged his foot.
Oh, he had more than that.
Round.
There's plenty of moments that you're like, oh. But it was always so weird because it was like flawless until that moment. Like, if you watched Ricky or if you watched Travis, if you watched James, you're like, oh man, they're gonna crash any second now. Any second they're gonna crash. But you never really felt like that with Wyndham.
No, yeah, he's so smooth. It's like, I don't know. There's some people, man, that just. It depends on if we're going gnarliest racer or smoothest. Like, J-Law was gnarly. I like the smooth, though. I like style. I like throwing whips. That's kind of why I like Grant. Just, he's always throwing down out there on hot laps even, like for Supercross qualifying. Just, Bogle. I don't know.
Alright, you got a versus piece you want to watch here, Haywood?
Oh, is it a different guy for this moto?
Yeah, dude. We do one new one each moto, so we can follow different people in their progress throughout the day.
Have I picked Devin Ryan?
Yeah, you have like 8 times already?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's just... I want to see if he gets a good start. He was good
I'm
last
sure
year
you do,
on starts. No, he'll be my whole shot guy.
Okay, well, seriously, you picking Devin Ryan is like every week. I'm like, I would really just like to watch Zach Dupuis this week.
I don't even like him, though. He's all right. Gebhardt, after the horrendous first moto, let's see what he could do.
All right, versus PC you want to watch. As called upon by Andrew Wood. Don't send your angry email to me. Send it to Andrew Wood if you wanted to be picked as versus PC you want to watch this week, because he has picked maybe the guy that should be winning this moto as our one to watch. All right, Dickerson in the middle, but I want to look down a little further down the inside. All the chaos is going to go down here. Gebhardt well down the inside. Dickerson coming from the middle. It is 250 moto number 2 from Southwick. As the gate goes down, let's see if Gebhardt gets a better jump this time. Well, this time, Hutcherson totally ruined Trent Adams off the gate, and it allowed Gebhardt to get a better start. Race Tech Whole Shot Award is going to go to Bryce Whelan this time. And I think that I see Gebhardt go down again. He may have gone down because he's not in this front group. Plessinger is there. Klein is there. I see Jack Gatlin and Isaiah Dickerson, but I do not see Walter Gebhardt as Plessinger tries to go to the lead. And he's going to get it momentarily, but then Whelan stands him up and goes right back to the front.
Yeah, Bryce Whelan right where he wants to be. Finished well that first moto, looking for an overall, right? He was in second?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, him and his teammate were in the same gear. Devin Ryan, 5th place start. Not too bad. Dickerson, though, right here in 6th, though. If he gets up front, these guys have something to watch out for. Tyler Lang right behind him as well. Caught Rob, who was up front early.
All kinds of pressure being applied there from Jack Gatlin. They are not teammates, even though they are both on Husqvarnas. In fact, the front 3 guys are not on the same team whatsoever, even though they're all on the white machines. Wheeling on that BPC ride, Gatlin on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna ride, and the ever good ride of Klein is Gatlin goes down and it causes a bit of a stack up in that corner. In fact, Dickerson's going to get 2 spots out of that. We also have Lang right here in the mix. See Gebhardt well in the background going through the Buckley berm. Oh, and Klein and Devin Ryan get together, so Ryan goes down, and then Kyle Robb flips over top of him. Everybody trying to scatter here. Devin Ryan gets put back down again as I think it was Connor Wells landed on him, and then outside goes Gebhardt going down right there. So everybody getting hung up in the corner, and Gebhardt gets caught out again.
Yeah, man, not the start you want to have. 27th right now, coming towards the finish. This first lap, it's the sand tracks. Not a lot of ruts built up where these guys just feel like they can carry the momentum. So just kind of sliding through these corners, trying to figure it out. Huge pack right here from about 10th to 20th. And Bryce Whelan with a 1-second lead. Dickerson, though, up to 3rd, trying to make a move on Plessinger that get up there and stretch this thing out again.
Yeah, Plessinger just had a small slide out on the landing after the single, and now trying to regroup and hold off Dickerson, but Dickerson obviously wants to get to the front and go as fast as he possibly can. They're going to go 1-1 here today, and at this point, he has got a huge points haul going on right now over Gebhardt. Klein and Lang right behind him, so those two having pretty decent days. But Dickerson trying to have the best of them all, putting pressure onto Dalton Plessinger for 2nd. Looking for a move, but can't quite get it done just yet. Now going to try to swing way outside and just carry speed all the way down the hill. Now going to crop back over the ruts and then scrub down the inside. Plessinger shuts the door and holds the spot. Great action as they switch up their lines.
Yeah, some of these, there's only one kind of fast line for most of the race, but these guys kind of funneling in a little bit, but trying to make a move wherever they can, shove a wheel in there. Dickerson's going to jump outside, try to round this out, see what he does right here.
It seems as though they're catching Whelan with the pace that they're running. Lang now has gotten around Klein and is closed up on his teammate Dickerson. Plessinger just doing a solid job of actually upping his pace with the pressure from behind to close it down on Whelan out front. This is really quickly developing into quite the battle for the lead.
Yeah, we got 5 people here within about 5 seconds. You've got Tyler Lang kind of latched on Sean Klein as well, so these guys don't want to let this battle get away.
So it's still Whelan, Plessinger, Dickerson as Plessinger gets hung up in the corner a little bit. Look at the drive from Dickerson up to the tabletop.
Yeah, going to funnel down here into this middle rut. Not going to be able to make it stick, but going to get up alongside him. Might try a different line through here. Might funnel to the inside. They're going to follow him, but right here they can kind of switch it up. Coming into the first turn. Hold it wide around the outside. Following really closely. And
lays it down, so then he's going to get passed by his teammate. Maybe not. Let's see the drag race down the hill. Yeah, Lang around the outside is going to kind of complete that pass. What a save as he gets sideways down the hill. They are teammates, so it looks like they're playing nice with each other.
Yeah, both bar humping, excited about it. Dickerson tries to push it where he doesn't really have it, loses the front again, but going to settle back here for 4th as they're going to get a little bit spread apart now.
Plessinger still has his eyes set on Whelan now that he doesn't have the pressure behind him, though he's lost a little bit of ground. So let's see if he can regroup. Lang obviously has been charging all day long, got all the way to 4th in that first moto. Running 3rd now.
Some of these guys that were up front first moto kind of a little bit further back. Sean Klein in 7th, Devin Ryan back to 6th, had a good lap last lap, and this track's going to develop and get a lot faster, so we'll probably see a lot of the fastest laps happening from about now on until the 15-minute mark of this moto.
Piers Klein has gone down again. He's dropped outside of the top 10. So Klein, who is right in this grouping and picking up some good points, now falls behind Gebhardt, who's already up to 11th. And it's still this crazy battle going on out front. 4 guys not too far apart from each other, and now Lang is the one on the move, just absolutely laying it over. Oh, Plessinger, small mistake. Let's see if he corrals it together. Lang around the outside is going to try to get the run, and he does make that move up into second. So Lang now on the charge after Whelan. If he can go get him, this would be a huge, huge moment.
Yeah, Plessinger's trying to charge back up. Dickerson a little bit further back, but kind of watching this battle unfold. And this track's not developed too much, so these guys kind of get spoiled throughout the race, and then they have to reset and kind of try to pull it back to where until it develops again, and not push themselves too hard where there's nothing to hold them in the corners. So see how they can react to that. Tyler Lang still holding on to second. Plessinger not letting him go, but Dickerson closing right up behind them. Tyler Lang fastest on the track besides Devin Ryan back here in 6th last lap. Really pushing it, trying to not let Whelan get away.
I haven't talked about him much, but Whelan is just quietly putting down his laps. And what happens behind him is just what is going to happen.
Yeah, I was a little worried these guys were kind of running slightly faster laps behind him because they're in the battle, just kind of pushing it. But when you're out there all alone and the track's not kind of developed, you're kind of like tiptoeing around, and it's easy to kind of lose some spots to these guys or lose some ground. But he's done a great job of kind of picking up the pace right here.
On board with Dalton Plessinger now, running 3rd. You see our 2 leaders just dropping down the valley in front of him, and Plessinger lays it down.
Yeah, Dickerson made a mistake in 4th as well. Can lose that spot, almost lose that spot to Phil Bowl, but loses a lot of time on the top 3 besides Plessinger.
Yeah, Phil Bowl right back there, Devin Ryan in the mix, Roy Mitchell, Kyle Robb, Sean Klein, Kevin Gonzalez, and then Walter Gebhardt, our versus PC one to watch in this one. Still running in 11th. As we run, he is looking at only picking up 20 points today, which is not what you want to see out of the points leader. And I think even as they run, I believe Lang would unofficially take over the points lead. It is so close. And remember, this is the halfway point in the series, so this is where these guys are trying to take the momentum with them into Redbud next week. Win a race, get the points lead, whatever it may be. Any last little ditch effort they can do at the beginning of this season to take the fight to Gebhardt, to the Dickersons of this series. Lang has done a fabulous job in the first half.
Tyler Lang 213s back to back. Devin Ryan 214 or 213, I think, followed by another 213. So these guys are the fastest of the field right now. Devin trying to pull up here from 6th and kind of battle with these guys up front, and Lang trying to check out as he actually goes into the lead. The Whelan goes down.
So Lang now goes to the front. That is huge, as Dalton Plessinger sits in 2nd. And Dickerson is 3rd, so Dickerson's still in line to win the overall victory today. If he can get around Plessinger, that's just icing on the cake. Obviously, he'd love to go 1-1. Battle for second brewing here at Southwick, though. 250 moto number 2. Dickerson on Plessinger. Lang has just taken over the lead. We've lost Bryce Whelan out of this front group. But it is still frantic action and points. Points, points. These guys are all thinking about points. Dropping down over the tabletop. All kinds of pressure being applied here by Dickerson. Let's see, he tries to poke a wheel in there, but just can't quite get it in.
Phil Bowl with a great ride so far for the first 10 minutes up here in 4th place, holding off Devin Ryan and Bryce Whelan. He was 18th in that first moto. So good start to the second moto for him, trying to turn things around on the day. But Whelan and Devin both want those spots. Devin kind of sends it a little far off the track. But those are valuable points for those guys right there.
Yeah, these guys are going tooth and nail, and the battle's still raging on up ahead of them. Dickerson trying to put the pressure onto the back of Dalton Plessinger, and then Phil Bull and Devin Ryan. These guys are just going for it right now. Pressure from behind coming from Bryce Whelan.
Yeah, Dickerson finally drops a 2:13, 2:13.6. Devin Ryan slows up to the 2:14s, and Tyler Lang with a 2:12.9. So,
oh, Ryan into the back of Phil Bull, and down he goes. So Whelan slides on by, and Roy Mitchell is just going to get there as he's trying to get going. Let's see, Mitchell will make that pass.
Yeah, Devin Ryan, not what he wanted to see there. Tyler Lang finished 4th. He finished 3rd last moto, so if he was able to get up far enough, or still is, he's kind of in the fight for this overall here. Ooh, as he goes down again, coming into the left-hander after the mechanics area. Wheeling goes down also in 5th, going to lose a bunch of time to Phil Bull. Roy Mitchell's going to try to come up past him for 5th.
Yeah, Mitchell has sneakily been right in the mix all day today. 8th in that first moto. Saw the late battle there with Gebhardt. Now getting around Whelan.
Yeah, Lang trying to check out. Sorry, but Dickerson looking real comfy. Some of these corners he's charging right now, trying to catch Tyler Lang. Gets a couple tenths right there, but man, Dickerson is on the charge right now.
Well, he knows how big a 1-1 here at Southwick would be, especially with the kind of day that Walter Gebhardt is having. We are going to have basically a brand new championship at Redbud next week if the positions stay as they are. Methinks that is not going to be the case. This is going to be quite a bit of shuffling down the stretch here. We're not yet halfway through this moto, but as you mentioned, Dickerson laying down some absolute flyers already. He's got this thing down under 4 seconds.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him run a faster lap here than Tyler Lang's best. I don't know if Lang went down, but he's definitely made mistakes, and Dickerson has gained over 4 seconds on him this lap. Lang with a 2:16. Dickerson's probably going to come around with a 2:12, 2:12.6. Plessinger holding on, not too far behind him with a 2:16. So he just needs to stay up there and ride consistent, and he might be able to hold on to a podium for this moto.
On board here with Dickerson, just watching him work his magic around this track.
These guys wide open everywhere. You won't see too much difference with the 450s, maybe a little bit higher gears, but all about carrying the momentum, keeping your speed up, and man, Dickerson and Lang are doing a great job of that right now as their gap's not really changing too much. Tyler Lang actually getting a little bit of time away on Dickerson.
I can't even believe that, because I'm just mesmerized watching Dickerson attack this track right now. All the while, as you said, losing time to Lang.
Yeah, Lang a little mistake. Been kind of funneling back and forth here. There as he goes through that same corner, gets it down to 4.2. Man, one tiny bobble in the corner by Lang, and he loses 8 tenths to Dickerson. The only thing is, man, as we've got about 40 riders on this track, as they're going through, the track's getting rougher and rougher every time, and they're the first ones to see it. So can they hold this pace and kind of watch out for those things that they're going to form? Dickerson loses another 1.5 seconds almost to him, just little tiny mistakes here and there.
Man, these guys must be running the best laps of the moto right here. This is incredible stuff, just watching one full lap on board with Dickerson. And I still just can't believe he's losing time. I just don't know what you could do differently than what he's doing. The speed he's carrying in every corner, insane. Lang a 2:11.8.
Oh my God.
And what does Dickerson lay down here? A 2:13, which is still unbelievable, but Lang's 2:11.8. Are you kidding?
Yeah, not even Dickerson's fastest lap, but Tyler Lang goes down and throws down the fastest lap. I think a 2:12 something was the fastest lap last time, and Lang is just so smooth. And like I said, he lost 8 tenths in one corner to Dickerson. So
yeah, fastest lap of the first moto was a 2:12.9 out of Isaiah Dickerson. And remember, he was all by himself, way out front, just able to put down the hot laps. This is Lang trying to just manage a race lead that would really help him winning. Doesn't need to throw caution to the wind necessarily, but Dickerson making tons of problems and now goes down. Dalton Plessinger not going to see him, but will make the move. And here comes Phil Bull, too.
Amazing ride by Phil Bull after that horrendous first moto. Trying different lines, staying away from him, but going to lose some momentum. And he's just consistently knocking off those 2:13s. Plessinger also fastest lap and last lap, 2:15. So that's how much staying consistent on this track can get you. Second place right now.
So Dickerson trying to put the pressure back onto Dalton Plessinger, which is still P2. And Lang must have done something because he's lost actually some time to these guys. It's not as big of a gap as it was when Dickerson went down. Oh, huge mistake from Plessinger. Crosses over the track, then slides out. Let's see if Phil Bull's going to make the move on him too. He will. Down the inside goes the Australian.
Yeah, not the move Plessinger wanted to make right there, losing 2 spots. But I kind of wanted to go back into this lineup and kind of check out some people. We have Bryce Whelan in 6th, a little bit further back. Kyle Robb, Sean Klein 8th, Devin Ryan 9th, and Gebhardt 10th.
So our versus speed one to watch in this moto is Walter Gebhardt, your points leader, and he is making things awfully interesting. Devin Ryan trying to get a line on Sean Klein. And Gebhardt all the while just putting pressure on Devin Ryan. This little sandwich right here.
Yeah, he ran a 2:11.8 last lap, which is tying Tyler Lang's best lap. So these guys on another level with their pace.
All these guys on screen are multi-time winners in this class. And Gebhardt really trying to put the pressure on Ryan. He's going to try to use this inside line, which not many people have used. Oh, and he gets together with Devin Ryan, goes down. Maybe a little overzealous there with more than 12 minutes still to go. And
yeah,
it's going to cost
dirty.
him.
Dirty and going to cost him some time, and he doesn't want to be doing that. He's in the points battle. And so I don't know why he kind of pushed that issue so hard. If something happened with Devin, you know, maybe a lap or two ago, but not what he wants here. Still back in 10th place.
Yeah, only 21 points haul on the day for Gebhardt at the moment. And compare that to...
Oh, Tyler Lang down in the lead, sorry.
Oh, Lang down with the lead, and that gives Dickerson the lead. So Dickerson to the front, Phil Bull right behind him. So Dickerson looking to go 1-1 as we run. That is huge. If he can make that happen. Phil Bull trying to make it a little bit of a different story. Bull was a distant 18th in the first race. Much, much better second moto here, and he has got the bit between his teeth trying to pass Dickerson for the lead at Southwick. Devin Ryan lurking in the background as well.
Man, Phil Bull has got to be freaking out right now. I mean, he knows what it's like to be up there, but after an 18th first moto, his fastest lap, 2:13, ran a 2:15 last lap. Not up on the pace, but just so consistent. He might be able to sneak away this moto win here. Finished 18th first moto, and now battling for the second moto win.
20-minute mark just eclipsed now with only 10 minutes and 2 laps to go. Phil Bull has a peek on the inside line, and then Dickerson goes down. Dickerson off the bike. Bull goes to the front. Plessinger goes by for second. It was a mistaken identity. I called him Devin Ryan, but Plessinger slides by for second. Here goes Lang around the outside. He's going to get third. And he does complete that pass. What in the heck is happening here at Southwick?
First to fourth, 20 minutes in. That's just insane. These guys are so close. The pace doesn't seem to be as high. I know some of these guys running fast laps, but the consistency is just not there like it was the first moto for Dickerson. And Roy Mitchell in 5th, almost able to get him, only 2 seconds back, having a great ride after a bad first moto as well. Not bad, but 8th. I mean,
yeah,
probably not what he wants.
He could win, Awood. He could win like you.
Hey. Went 1-3. Nah, moto wins here are crazy. I was looking at Lang maybe getting the overall, and he's got a 4-3 right now.
Yeah, but I think Dickerson with the 1-4 is still in line for the overall. Obviously, Phil Bull out of it with an 18-1. Dalton Plessinger, a 7-2, is kind of in the mix for a podium, but I think overall is out of the question. It's still Dickerson on a 1-4, I think, that's got this overall locked up.
A lot of time, Bryce Whelan, though, back in 6th. Devin Ryan dropped way back to 10th, but if he can get up, there's still a lot of time left, probably about 15 minutes left for Bryce Whelan to try to get up there. He finished 2nd, so going to be a low scoring points overall for this race, I think, unless Dickerson can kind of stay on it and just keep charging. But he's made a lot of mistakes, so.
Tyler Lang trying to close it back down onto Plessinger, and Plessinger is right on Phil Bull for the lead. This looks no different, really, than the battle we had at the very beginning of the moto with so many guys so close together, yet we're 22 minutes into this thing. These guys are absolutely going for it. Pace is awfully high as Phil Bull starting to feel the pressure here from Plessinger.
Yeah, Lang scared me a little bit, kind of hitting that kicker out of that gravity cavity right there, but able to make it work. But a lot of these guys switching up, going to the left side. Lang's trying to pull up on this battle. Plessinger's trying to make a move, find a spot to make a move on Phil Bull.
Up and over the finish line, jump to complete lap number 10, 22:45 on the clock. Time winding down. Who will it be to win this second moto? Will it be the 3 men that are on our screen, or will someone else find a way to get into the mix? Bull, Plessinger, and Lang all at the front. Oh, Bull goes down. He slides down off the side of the track. And Phil Bull is off the bike. Let's see how many spots he loses. He goes down to 3rd. Here goes Roy Mitchell and Isaiah Dickerson both going by. But Phil Bull is going to get back on just ahead of Dickerson. And Dickerson does make that pass. So 1st to 5th, 1 crash, 23 minutes into the moto. As you said, that is crazy, A-Wood, and that never would have happened in like 2011, 2012. It didn't crash for this long, and you were this late into the moto, you were guaranteed a top 3 finish. Not anymore.
No, this field is deep. I think when I won here 13, first moto, I crashed once, and I won by maybe not too much, 20 seconds, but 2 crashes in the second moto, I got 3rd, so
yeah,
the pace is crazy, but a road brings in a whole nother level to it. These guys are having things come up and bite them, and it's still so close and so deep.
Talk about close, though. The battle for the lead on again. Plessinger, another small mistake, and Lang is right there. Gotta watch out, Jack Gatlin down. Lang gonna go outside and miss the inside rut. He's trying to get to it, but lost a lot of time trying to get there. Roy Mitchell up to 3rd.
Yeah, doing great. Lang needs this first position. He can go 4-1 if he gets that, and Dickerson in 4th right now with Phil Bull still on him right behind him, so could potentially snag this overall if Dickerson doesn't gain any more spots and he's able to get up into that number 1 spot.
So Roy Mitchell, the veteran of this class, I don't believe any one of these other gentlemen have ever raced the Motocross the Nations in sim for their country, but Roy Mitchell has, and he won the MX1 class in 2012 at Lommel. So just reminded myself of that he's kind of a sand specialist, and he is riding fantastically here at Southwick.
Just want to point out, Phil Bull almost made the pass on Dickerson, got up right behind him as Dickerson works on Mitchell, but has a little slide out, not able to make it stick, but Dickerson's still trying to push, doesn't want to finish up in this 4th spot. Lang still hunting down Plessinger up front. We got 2 close battles going on that are very important for the overall.
Oh, Mitchell! Whoa, he rode the nose right there. What a save. Gonna lose the 2 spots right there. That allows Dickerson up into 3rd. Lang putting the pressure on Plessinger for the lead. Absolute chaos here with under 4 minutes, or just about 4 minutes, I should say, and 2 laps to go. Laying all kinds of pressure on Plessinger. Plessinger trying to pick up his first career race victory here in the RF North American National Championship. Crossing over, Lang gonna have a line down the inside. They're gonna go bar to bar off this table. And Plessinger shutting the door. Oh, but he missed the inside line, and there goes Lang to the lead. Tyler Lang is taken over the lead. Plessinger drops back to second.
Plessinger on his way to a 7-2, Lang to a 4-1, Dickerson though 1-3, so he's just got to hold on, and he's got this. But Roy Mitchell, Kyle Robb, all those guys don't want to let him get away, want to kind of mess that up for him. Phil Bull down again, Walter Gebhardt back here in 7th with Sean Klein trailing him.
Plessinger down the inside gets the lead back from Lang, who has a huge moment and then dives in but doesn't get the pass done again. Plessinger absolutely flying around this Southwick circuit. Has taken the lead once again. 3 minutes and 2 laps left to go. Back out front for the 333. Oh man, shades of Gareth Swanepoel running the table out here at Southwick.
And Tyler Lang is pushing. We had to have missed it sometime, but just want to point out that Tyler Lang ran a 2:11.1 sometime this race, and Gebhardt with a 2:11.2, but Gebhardt in 7th place goes down in the back of Phil Bull, and he's going to drop back to at least 9th place.
Oh
Wheeling
my
goes
goodness.
down.
Oh, Plessinger almost missed the rut again, and Lang's going to try to get a drive.
Gebhardt has exploded for this overall, and I think that secures Tyler Lang for the overall right now, even with a 4-2. I'm not sure. Oh no, sorry, Dickerson. I thought Gebhardt would.
Oh, around the outside, Lang makes the pass for the lead. What the heck was with that? That move was insane. And Plessinger has to remount an attack. But Lang opens up a small gap, and now Plessinger scrubbing down the hill, getting the power down. Oh my goodness, 2 guys that are absolutely going for it right now. And Plessinger just trying to close down to get a pressure. Oh, but he makes another mistake, and that's going to cost him a lot of time right there. Lang finally opens up some breathing room. Incredible. They're going to come to the 3 laps to go next time by. And I think that this battle is far from over for this race victory.
Yeah, and we have Dickerson only 6.7 seconds back. These guys making a lot of mistakes. Dickerson has that late moto speed as he stretched out that 30-plus second lead. 29 minutes into this moto, he's not too far back, so he wants to get up there if these guys keep battling around. Tyler Lang still absolutely shredding and just trying to stretch it out and not have to deal with Plessinger and just run some smooth laps.
As I said, 29:23 on the clock as he crosses the timesheets this time. So 3 laps to go. And Lang clawing back some serious points against Gebhardt in the championship. He will not win the overall as they run, but he definitely will stand on the second step of the box. And he is going to take over the points lead unless something dramatic happens to Gebhardt back here, who is having just an awful day by his standards.
Ooh, Plessinger down in second. Dickerson's going to be able to jump right over and move up into second. That's going to give him, Dickerson, a 1-2 finish if it stays like this. But within 10 seconds of the lead, that's about the time of a fall-off. So Tyler Lang is definitely not safe, especially coming up on a couple more lappers.
Plessinger able to regroup in 3rd. Kyle Robb still here in 4th. And Roy Mitchell just went down in 5th. Here comes Klein over top of him. And Klein goes through. So Klein and Lang doing everything they can to maximize the points on Gebhardt today. Klein coming from a well-off bad start after going down early on. And Phil Bull, who led this race at one point, now drifting behind these guys. Running in the 7th spot. All these guys still ahead of Gebhardt, though, who is in 8th. Looking at 13 points this moto to go with his 10 from the first. Looking at 23 points on the day. But even just to Dickerson alone. Oh, he's almost going to go down again. To Dickerson alone, Gebhardt is going to lose 24 points. So basically the points tally between himself and Dickerson has been halved. But Dickerson entered the night 6th in the championship. The one that we're really watching is Tyler Lang, who is leading this thing. And Lang is going to pick up 43 points and definitively take over the points lead as they run. 20 points, was 17 down entering.
Man, Tyler Lang still put down a 2:13 last lap. Let's see what he comes around to this lap. 2:14.5. Dickerson at a 2:15.8. Even though he's within 10 seconds, I don't think he has the pace that Tyler Lang does. But can he hold on for these last 2 laps? The 2-lap card comes out. Dickerson with a 14.7, only 0.2 slower. So this race is far from over for Dickerson. He's still looking for that 1-1 finish. Plessinger doing great right here in 3rd place. Kind of only a few seconds back from Dickerson, just wants to get one of his best finishes. Plessinger really surprising me.
Yeah, this is a great turnaround ride for Plessinger, who finished 7th in that first moto, but ran up front for so long, and this time has proven that he has been able to keep the pace up here. Sean Klein really trying to claw down onto Kyle Robb here. Klein, who is 5th in the first moto, looking to go 4th here. Wouldn't gain as many points on Gebhardt as his counterpart Tyler Lang did in the championship, but he is still picking up points nonetheless. And we may be looking at 3 riders within 10 points of each other heading into Redbud. Talk about kicking off the 4th of July weekend with a bang. That is going to be some inciting action next Wednesday on the 3rd.
Yeah, some of these guys really seeing their opportunity and jumping at it. Sean Klein, 5th place this moto, just really trying to maximize those points. Plessinger goes down in 3rd, not going to lose 4th yet. Gets hit by a lapper, but Plessinger with a great ride. Tyler Lang and Sean Klein just really seizing the opportunity. And Tyler Lang is still ripping out here on this super beat-up track, 33 minutes into the moto.
Taking a check at Walter Gebhardt here. Only a lap and a half left for him to do as much damage as possible, and he does have the opportunity to get up here and mix things up. Actually, he just made the move on Phil Bull, who was down. So Gebhardt now up into 6th, so clawing those points away as much as he possibly can as they run. It would still be Lang by 1 point as the points leader leaving.
And that two. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we got a rider down. That is Fitzpatrick, so not going to gain a position, but Gebhardt doing everything he can to slowly claw this gap down ahead. Next up would be Klein, which would be very beneficial for him, championship scenario-wise, to get around.
And I'm pretty sure they're on the white flag lap. Tyler Lang with still a 10-second lead. Plessinger comfy in 3rd. Kyle Robb right there in 4th. Klein chasing him, trying to get that 4th place spot and get some valuable championship points. Gebhardt only 3 seconds behind them as well, so. And with Gebhardt motor charge just dropped a 2:11.6.
Yeah, just laid down one of his fastest laps of the race. He has done a 2:11.2, but he is absolutely chunking away the time to Sean Klein up ahead of him. Just trying desperately to get those points back. If he could get all the way to 5th, that would be monumental, especially passing a championship rival in Klein. Oh, and Klein makes a mistake. That's going to be the opportunity Gebhardt was looking for, and they nearly come together. Gebhardt makes the move, and Klein goes down off the track. Gebhardt all the way up to 5th, and his teammate Kyle Robb just up the road. Plessinger, Dickerson, Lang. And that is actually going to swing things back Gebhardt's favor points-wise, as he will now be tied with Lang in the championship. Still a half a lap left, and he went down! Gebhardt has gone down! That's going to give Klein the spot back.
Yeah, Roy Mitchell's still too far back, but going to lose that championship lead.
Oh my goodness, just when you think you have this night figured out, it throws something else at you. And Tyler Lang talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, a tumultuous couple of weeks since gaining the championship lead by winning Colorado. Has answered with a bang here in Moto 2 at Southwick. A fourth in the first one means he won't win the overall today, but he's going to leave with the points lead as Tyler Lang comes through the final corner and takes Moto 2 at Southwick. Incredible stuff. But here comes Dickerson, the man of the day. 1-2. I'm sure he'd have loved to go 1-1, but still a gigantic points haul for him, as he's going to come around to the final corner. And the winner of the Southwick National is Isaiah Dickerson. A valiant effort all day long. Dalton Plessinger looks like he's got third wrapped up. Kyle Robb should be fourth.
Yeah, right behind him, though, an amazing ride. Loses that drive. Kyle Robb bringing it in close, trying to make that on cuts. Maybe we'll have to see. But Dalton Plessinger, great ride. Walter Gebhardt all the way up to fifth. Sean Klein down in sixth, but not going to lose it. So Gebhardt comes to the line in fifth.
Gebhardt does get fifth, so that actually claws it back to a tie in the championship standings. We'll run the rough math on that in a second, but I believe... So he just picked up 16 points in that moto to Lang's 25. Yeah, that's going to be a tie in the championship. Wow. Heading into Redbud. Roy Mitchell crosses the line 7th. Really good ride for Roy. 8-7 on the day. Phil Bull comes across 8, so he goes 18-8. Devin Ryan goes 9th in this moto. Devin Ryan was 3rd in the first, so 3-9. And Bryce Whelan crosses the line 10th. And Whelan goes 2-10, so him and Devin Ryan actually tied. Well, actually, Whelan's going to get it. No, I'm sorry, they did tie on points for the day. Nope, never mind, I'm kidding. Whelan would still beat Devin Ryan. Dylan Copeland coming here through the final corner. Or 2 corners, I should say, from the final corner. Now he's coming to the final corner. He's going to yard sale, though. Gonzalez not gonna get there, I don't think. Copeland's trying to get going, just getting straightened out as Gonzalez is landing off the table. Gonna get pretty close, might come down to cuts, but just shy of getting to him. 1.5 seconds in the end. Oh, Warden gets together with Solis.
Solis gives him the business for 13.
No kidding. I will say, though, 2 corners before the end, they'll just about take out anybody for that position, I would think. And Warden's not going to be too happy with it, but it does give Solis that 13th place position. Warden's going to come across here in 14th. 15th was Hutcherson. 16th for Noah Baker. 17th, Charles Gable. 18th, Luke Sullivan. 19th, Erickson. And 20th was Austin Bear. Let's see, did cuts change anything?
I don't think so. Not inside points, at least.
It did not. So, again, a tie in the championship headed to Redbud next week. Lang and Gebhardt will share that red plate. Sean Klein going to be, I think, about 11 points down in the championship now, somewhere thereabouts. And then obviously Dickerson, the big winner on the day, going to close this thing down to about 26 points, I think, behind Gebhardt in the championship. So that is a huge points haul for a lot of people. And wow, what an interesting Southwick we just had in the 250 class. We're going to send it to a quick commercial break, but stick with us. We'll be right back on the other side of this with more of the Ride365.com Nationals live here on MX Simulator on SYS TV.